Welcome to Midwest Brew Review. We're here at Alter Brewing in Downers Grove, Illinois. Today we've been granted a special tour by Mark. He's the co-owner and head brewer of Alter Brewing. So what do you say, Bill?
All right, let's go check it out.
Messy right now, but that's the important table right there. We anytime you have any kind of quality issue, you question what happened, you try to find out, and we realized, you know what, we don't have a lab set up, so we're looking at our yeast a lot more carefully.
Right.
We're going to start plating some things, meaning we're going to try to grow stuff on media, make sure that we're not putting out bad product. We're working with a couple microbiologists right now, and we're learning a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that's impressive.
So this is kind of cool. You don't see this very often. We went from 50-pound sacks on pallets to 2,000 pounds. We'd order like 4 pallets maybe at a time. It would last us 6 weeks. Now what you're looking at is, probably 3/4 of a semi truck. The other quarter of it is on our actual grain room. Yeah. These totes have 2,200 pounds of grain in them per tote. We're going through these in about 6 to 7 weeks.
So you're not paying $1.25 a pound like I am? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
What I'm trying to tell, I cannot disclose pricing. It's where we clean our kegs. It's kind of cool. We're really in this for long term, and we looked at the rental or fill per paper fill or leasing kegs, and for us it didn't make sense, so we purchased our own kegs. So it's nice, our keg washers over there, we do the three kegs at a time, 3 shells, whether they're sixtels or half barrels. We almost need another one of those because the labor and the time, it takes a long time. If you see those kegs that have the star on them, those are not ours. Those were sent by MicroStar. That's beer that's going to be filled. We're going to fill those with beer that's going to head out to Denver next month for Great American Beer Festival.
I'm going. Yeah. I'll be there. Drop that in there.
Right on. Problem with those printed cans is you have to buy 200,000 of them at a time.
Right.
So you're kind of restrained to a couple different brands until you can move 100,000 cans.
Yeah, exactly.
Then you have the wrapped cans. These cans are substantially more expensive.
More expensive?
More expensive. They have a wrap on them. Mm-hmm. So the shrink wrap, the shrink wrap process drives the price way up. So they also weigh different. They weigh a little bit more, right? Because of the wrap.
Oh, wow.
Ink so it does affect our canning operation. So we lose more. So not only is the can more expensive, we lose more product. We lose more product, we lose more cans.
Right.
So they're great if you have the budget for that.
Right. So you guys are moving away from that then, I think?
We're starting to move away from the wrap cans for that reason.
Yeah.
And that's not the only reason, not just cost. It's the blank cans, we can do a label.
Right, yeah.
And we can pretty much package anything we make a label for.
Absolutely.
People are asking for what do they got next, or they want something that they had here on tap, and we're like, okay, let's do the blank cans, let's get a label or pressure test and label it in-house. So we load a pallet. You can see the pallet still there, right?
Yeah.
We load the pallet. It's called a depalletizer. Depalletizer will rise up to the level, and there's sensors up there, and there's an arm, and it'll move cans enough cans over there to fill. This conveyor's running. It'll fill this line.
As to the roller coaster.
Yeah, it's called a twist rinse, actually. So you can see it does. It turns upside down. Right in here, we have a mist of sanitizer going through there. Very, very mild, like 1% type stuff. The cans gets rinsed, stays upside down. They kind of dry out. They come out over here. There you go. This guy will blast a date code underneath, so we know, good Best Buy date.
Yeah.
Comes over here. You got 7 fill heads, 6 for the 6-pack, 1 for the brewer. That's a joke. This is not actually draft beer; it's just a handle. Fat ones with the little balls on the bottom there; those are the fill heads. Okay. Then there's 2 tubes on the other side of those. That is the CO2 purge. And the little guys that are bent in the back, those are sensors for fill levels. These cans, these empty cans, will come over here. The fill heads will go down into the can. We'll blast CO2 in there for about 3 seconds. Then the beer starts to flow from the bottom up. It comes on up, it gets to the level, everything's controlled here. We'll do another blast of CO2 on the top. It's filled, it comes through here, more CO2 tunnel in here. Okay, so the lid gets applied right here, this guy. And this guy, it hits the sensor, it'll tap the lid down. This arm kind of keeps the lid on so the foam doesn't push the lid off. It hits over here. We got another tapper to really put that tap that lid down. It'll get kicked over here. This is called just a shower. It's a water bath. Kind of rinses the can off.
In case there's anything on the outside.
Foam, all that. Goes through here, under here. This guy's called an air knife. The sensor hits that. Blast air over it to get the liquid off the top of the can. As you see, when it comes over here, it'll hit another sensor. It'll apply a label right here. Label comes on here. It's this conveyor. We pack it off by hand. So we'll do this, by hand, and then we pop it on, stack it onto a pallet that you see over there, but allocate some to our tap room, allocate some to outside sales and to different distributors. Any questions?
Yeah. No, that was pretty thorough, actually.
So it's one of the most challenging things for us is the production schedule, right? You're like, oh shoot, I just freaking brewed 40 barrels of that and it's gone already. Okay, obviously we have to make more. And then there's other brands, other beers that we make are seasonal, so they're one and you're not going to see it for a year. And then there's other beers that we think are really good, and they 20 barrels takes us 3 months to sell out of. So we're trying to listen to the market. We're trying to listen to our distributor. We're trying to listen to the retailers. Obviously, the customers are the really ones that really determine kind of what we're making the most. So we have 3 core brands out right now that are taking up half of our production. And I can see that changing a little bit more as we introduce a few more beers. I think we have a couple winners coming up. We can't really talk about it, but just for now. Just come back in 3 months and we'll talk. But the customers are really starting to drive a little bit more what we're doing instead of us saying, no, this is what we're making, this is what you're drinking. Now we're seeing the landscape's changing so quickly that even if we can do 1-barrel batches, even for our tap room, and see how it goes. If the beer sits, well, we won't make it again.
Right.
If the beer sells out in a night, then guess what? We're going to scale it up to a 20-barrel batch. If that sells fast, we'll scale up to a 40-barrel batch. If that really takes off,
a lot of brewers do it like that too.
Again, you're listening to the consumer. You're like, okay, try to keep things fresh. And, if you don't try new things,
that's why you're brewing any IPAs now.
That's why the name was Hell Hazed Over, right?
Yeah, that's right. I love that name, actually.
there to tell you exactly how much grain you're sending over to your mill. These have 2,200 pounds in it. Why is it 2308? Well, this guy holds 108 pounds or 105 pounds, something like that. So when we load this on there, we knew that there's an extra 100 pounds. We were pretty close.
So from like a home brewer standpoint, you look at all this stuff, it's very like intimidating. You see, a lot of stainless. What would you say is like the same and what's different like when you're scaling up?
Well, you're probably on a burner of some sort.
Yeah.
You're hand doing things.
Yeah.
Now we rely on pumps and hoses and things like that, but I think the biggest difference is obviously being able to control fermentation temperature.
Right.
But the dangers involved in a commercial brewery versus at home are astronomically more dangerous. So we're dealing with, boilers, chillers, high pressure, CO2, all these compressed gases, all the chemicals that we work with, pressure, hot water, all the moving parts. I mean, there's so many hazards here that if you're going from a home brewer to try to brew commercially, you have to really be trained properly for safety.
Oh, yeah.
So it's 280 barrels worth of fermentation. We can fill these tanks 17 to 18 times usually per year.
Okay.
So that gets us just under 5,000 barrels if we max out. So this is where the grain comes on over here. It gets hydrated through there. Hot and cold water over there coming from hot and cold liquid tank. This is where the mash takes place. You can see the slotted false bottom at the bottom. You guys know about all that process piping that's underneath here. We do a whirl off, right, to clarify the word. When it's to our liking, we send it over to the boil kettle. So then, it takes us, we'll transfer about 780 gallons, which is, roughly 25 barrels, even though we're a 20-barrel brew house. But 25 barrels of wort for an average brew goes over here. Boiling, we usually do a minimum of 70 minutes. Other beers will go up to 3 hours, like a big barley wine, something like that. Condenses the wort, dries off all that stuff. So after, we'll call an hour and 15 minutes of boil. Right below you, we'll do the whirlpool for about 15 minutes. It takes another 20 to 30 minutes to kind of stop. We have our heat exchanger is from the cold liquor tank, 40-degree water. Goes on one side, hot wort to the other side. Wort comes out at say 70 degrees or so. The cold water that chilled it comes at about 150 to 160 degrees. That water gets recaptured into our hot liquor tank, and we can use it for the next brew.
Oh, nice.
Our initial fermentation is usually 4 or 5 days. Do a little diacetyl rest, conditioning, dry hopping, crashing. Most of our beers are 19 days right now, 20 days, because we've had that luxury. We didn't really have to speed it up. We're trying to knock a couple of days of fermentation off.
What an incredible day, man. We had a blast. We got a great tour. It was awesome to see all the behind the scenes stuff. Mark was incredible. Thank you, Alter, for hosting us. We couldn't have had a better time.
Yeah, and what was it? Mark said that he has about some awesome beers that's coming out within the next 3 months that he's super excited about. Bill, any guesses?
I'm hoping that they do a couple more New England. They said it was a hot seller, so I think they're going to go back to the well on that one and maybe some variants. experience.
Right. And I'm actually going to stick with the trends because I think he's starting to go that way a little bit. Like from the interview we did with him.
Yeah.
I'm going to go brewed IPA. Why don't you guys tell us, what do you guys think you might be coming out with? What's like popular right now? And also, what do you guys think of the tour? Is there any questions that maybe we missed we should have asked? We can always follow up. Maybe put them in the comments below and we'll get back to you.
Yeah, man. Hey, come and check out Alter. Grab yourself a sixer, and we'll talk to you guys soon.